Oh, someone's already screaming. Hey everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Abiotic Factor. Oh, it's nighttime. In the last episode, we built some X-ray gun defenses in order to deal with the Lotaeri. In fact, we probably have already killed it again. There, yep, there's the remains of it. Thanks to their placement throughout our facility. It's one of the few things that can actually deter the Lotaeri, and it also will give us a Lotaeri essence whenever one of our X-ray guns manages to accomplish its task and down it. We went to the Helmholt portal last time as well. We discovered it infested with zombies. I think the entire Antiverse, which is to say the entire parallel world there, Earth, is effectively overrun by zombies at this point. I might be wrong, it might only be a particularly large city or what have you, but the portal itself led us to a furniture store, which is filled with cool furniture, so we went ahead and brought some of that back with us. We now have a table showing off our weapons, these various areas. We picked up another painting, some more carpets, and I think we're generally good to go. With that said, there's a few other things though for us to do, and we're not going to head out this morning, which is to say we're going to do some more maintenance around our home here. What else did we do? I think that was really about it. Yeah, that was about it. Off screen, I've run to... Oh, I can't think of your names. I've done the Flat Hill, and we've also done the train again off screen. I went back to Helmholt another time and picked up some new refrigerators. We can get them in different colors in Helmholt. So we now have a red one, which is our ingredients, and a white one, which is our completed food. I've added a few little item stands here, which are painted for the eventual creation of our ovens. I also reached rank 10 cooking yesterday when I was out and about killing creatures to refill our meat supplies over here. Which is great, as we can cover now cooking in ovens. But we need to be able to make them. And at the moment, I do not believe we can do that. Yeah, we need to be able to make carbon plating, something that we don't have access to at this moment. I don't think we'll get access to it this video either. This is something we'll get probably in the next one. Anyway, let's go ahead and make a few things while we're here. So, we could probably use a good amount of reinforced hoses. Like having extras. And I will want some Bunsen burners, or lab burners. I guess we'll start by making 5 of these. I'm going to want 2 ovens, just like with our stovetops. I find 1 is just too few. 2 is a good number. Let's just cook, or cook, is that the proper term? Bake? Bake. 2 things at once. That's a lot more useful than just 1. If I was playing on a server with 4 or more people, I'd probably want a 3rd in order to be able to produce the food you can make from it. The food you produce from the ovens, from my experience, is very good. Much better than what you can just get off a stovetop. Even better than most soups, I feel. But it does require quite a bit of work. There's a plethora of different ingredients you need to bring to the table. Haha, pun intended there. If you actually do want to use the ovens. We get no music today, apparently. Is our defenses on? Defenses are on. Alright, so we have a little bit of time to waste, I suppose. Let's do a little bit of fishing. Probably get 2 fishing things in. Hey, we have a fish. Take the antifish. Put another one, I guess, in there. It occurred to me, viewer, that we're only getting antifish from here, which feels like they've changed things to me. I used to be able to get up to 3 different types of fish inside this aquarium. If the only thing in here is antifish, which it feels like it is, we'll do this fishing one more time right here, right now. And if we just get another antifish, I'm gonna guess that we actually have to go to different locations to begin getting different fish. That's interesting to me because the fact that we have this fishing tackle chair we're sitting on means that either I would need to bring this chair with me from place to place to really benefit from it, because when it comes to furniture, I tend not to think of myself as being very mobile with it, with whatever it is. So, like, the reason I built it here is because, well, right there's a fishing spot. We can get all sorts of different fish from this. Why not set up shop here? But if all we get is antifish, and it would seem to be that's the case, then this tackle box becomes something that we bring with us in the future. That feels a little weird to me. So, okay. Anyway, let's leave the fishing pole here. We'll still obviously leave that there, but we'll probably in the future make another tackle box and just carry it with me when I'm in with the fish from place to place. Alternatively, we'll want several several tackle boxes in all the places that we could potentially do fishing in. I guess at the moment we can just leave the fish in our ingredients. We don't need them. Cut them up at the moment. Okay, so let's get something to eat. Get something to drink. Take a quick nap, and then, viewer, we're going back to the Helmholt area. We needed 4 Laec essences to get through the Super X-ray area. And we've acquired 6 of them. Now, these are extremely radioactive, which means we're going dressed up in a radioactive suit. Each one of these generates 0.2 points per second. Yep, we're up to 0.8. That gunfire sounds like they're actually... Oh, shooting at something. They are shooting at something. I mentioned that the labs have changed a little bit in the last episode when we got done with Helmholt. We'll take a peek around after we drop the Laec essences off. I plan to teleport back home after we just do this so I can put our radioactive suit away. And we probably should be running given the radioactivity that we're carrying with us. Alright, Tim, what else can you talk about? That's a good question. What else am I doing? I recently started playing the original Turok some more. They had a patch released for it, which has added a few changes that weren't in the original game. They added walking to the game, which, as you guys know by now, I am a massive fan of. But I actually don't see it working. The new patch also invalidated all of the previous saves you might have had. So the progress I had made is now gone from earlier. That's a shame. Anyway, but I do like the excuse to play it again. They've changed some of how the some attacks for some of the creatures also, and I was a huge fan of the original Turok way back when. It still feels exactly the same. Like it is a really good game. It's a nice, fast-paced shooter with a variety of different weapons. I really like the zones in the game. They feel like I'm in a jungle, which has been well done. I do find the lack of dinosaurs, though, in the Turok Dinosaur Hunter series to be a little suspect. Alright, hold on, guys. So, we've plugged those in. Really quick, I want this toolbox, because it's a different colored toolbox. Alright, let's go back home. That sound that we hear is all the power going on it's like it disables the power when you're not in the immediate area, because it doesn't need to really care. I guess it doesn't matter if the power actually looks like it's on or what have you. It just matters. No, I'm gonna shut up because I'm making no sense. Let's just go ahead and put this somewhere. Let's see. I will replace that toolbox with this one. You can break down the old one. Oh, hey, nice. Our hammer was... Oh, hammer was someplace. By the way, I'll show this really quick while I remember while I'm right here. When it comes to the fishing trap, you can apparently repair them with a hammer. Yeah, not bad. This makes me wonder, can I repair the beehive with a hammer? I wouldn't think I could. So, but we'll try it. I have not attempted this on or off screen, viewer, so make sure we're somewhat protected before we do this. We can! Alright, that's good to know. That I don't understand. Oh, as long as we're talking about things with a hammer, do we have any furniture lying around? We do. Let's show you guys this as well. You can use a hammer to break apart things. Normally left-clicking repairs the thing in front of you and decreases the durability of the hammer. But we can right-click on a hammer to on an object with a hammer in our hand to actually break it apart. But you can't do so with a shield equipped. Right-clicking on the shield will bring up the shield. So we gotta take off the shield first, and then I should be able to destroy this. There we go. Not so bad, right? At construction level 10, which we just hit, there is a chance that if we use a hammer to destroy something in that way, a piece of furniture, we get twice the amount of resources for doing so. It might be worth it if you can spare the time it takes to break a hammer down, a piece of furniture down. Might be worth the effort of bringing hammer with you to some place where you need the resources from. Like, say, going to Flat Hill, going to the arcade, and using the hammer on all the metal stools and tables that are there. Teleporters in this spot. In order to get a bunch of metal. 50% chance to get twice as much? It's probably worth doing. Alright. Let's go back over, to where we were. We have radiation on us. I guess we should take some radiation pills or something. Let's show you how the labs have now changed. First, we're going to kill the little pest over here, or should be here. Are you here? You are not. Okay. There's one over here, though. We need to kill all the electrical pests. And you... We need capacitors, viewer. We'll never have enough of them. Yes. Because of how we accessed Helmholtz, zombies are now in our universe too. They are all throughout the labs now. By labs, I mean this particular area. We will not bother going around and showing you exactly where they all are. Just know that they are now present, so it's something else for you to be concerned about. They can also show up as a raid on your base in a similar way to how the swarm showed up that one time. Oh, I did go back to the swarm to get a few pieces of maggot larva, thinking I could maybe do some cooking with my ovens, and then I realized, oh wait, I can't actually use the ovens yet until we get refined carbon. And I got a larger bobblehead for the fatter type of maggots that are over there, and that apparently is used in a new recipe to create a maggot suit, which we may try to make and investigate what that's all about. I say should, but we will do so. I'm curious if we can actually speak with the maggots, or at least that one that was behind the defenses we had seen earlier. Remember that we are not allowed to lock gates, or I would have relocked Helmholt. Another fog day as well, and killed another Symphonist, and have completed the Symphonist's suit. I am wearing most of its pieces. I just need the biometric arm wrap so I can use the military weapons. We have tons of ammo for them, so we should really keep using these types of weapons until we run a little lower. Then we'll go back to scientist stuff. I don't actually know, like, what nationality the members of the Order are, and they sound like they're from various nationalities too. Some sound like they're from like Spain, others sound like they're from America, so I'm not sure where the Order gets most of its troops from.
Apostate.
Alright, well, let's start taking a peek around. Let's go grab some salt. Another refrigerator, in case we care to get another one. We do need... Nice. We do need military electronics. Feels like these should have weapons or something in them. Not like normal gear, like glue or duct tape. That feels a little weird to me for these lockers. Oh, no, no! Okay, oh, thank God. Sorry. I hit 6, but let's get this out of our inventory. I hit 6 by default, thinking it was my vacuum cleaner. We'll come back here with a vacuum cleaner later, then. Before we go through the X-ray, let's investigate everything else that was here. Again, we want every capacitor we can get. It's a small office up here. Ah, poor girl. That was mean. Very rude. Oh, apparently you can go through the shield. What is that nonsense? What good are you, shield? You don't protect me from being attacked. A bit of a tricky jump. Yeah, I think we come back here when we have a bridge. I don't feel comfortable trying to do that. Or the jetpack. Alright, well, that's all that's in this area. Let's go ahead and finally unlock the live fire zone. This place has seen, better days. Piled up a bunch of people and put them in a... Well, put them in a pile? They piled up a bunch of people, put them in a pile. Yep, I said that out loud. Gunning down a bunch of folks over there, apparently. That's a breacher.
Enemy! Hostage!
Oh, that really hurt.
You see anything?
Except for some of the shotgun blasts we used. I think we can be up here without too much trouble. No, we can't. I think we're just dead. I think we're just dead. We have to get lucky to get this ourselves healed. Remember, I'm not allowed to instant teleport back. Okay, so we're not going up there then. Is what that tells me. That was a mistake. Yeah, those gun turrets are no joke. It has been a while since I've done this also, viewer. I do not remember where to go. Oh, well, thankfully, we have yellow paint to guide us. I was really thirsty. Wow.
Squad next to come, but holding no target.
Let's hoping for some more health hypos in that. None available. We'll search this area more fully later.
Backup reporting. No target. What was that?
Like a map? I'm not getting in that way. Lots of dead gate security guards here. Looks like there was probably an ambush. Oh, I don't have the vacuum with me. Okay. You're not allowed to instantly flee. Don't do it. It's going to be so hard to resist bringing out that teleporter. This is the ladies' room. Sounds like another lady didn't make it. Could head back home. Let's go a little further.
Asta, do you see anything?
Come on. I really want to see a health hypo in one of these. I feel a lot more confident going forward if I had another. for the Order. They're really vicious. That guy there is a gatekeeper. We've read about them and seen them in pictures, but we haven't actually seen one yet. He is dead.
Private note. I believe that Gate has the wherewithal, both political and practical, to withstand the attempts of almost any organization on the planet to interfere in our operations. There is only one group I'm aware of with the power to intrude on our operations here. Unfortunately, we seem to have fallen under their gaze, or perhaps always were. As much as Gate attempts to uncover the truth and technology behind the anomalies of this world, the Order seeks to suppress them. We are two antithetical principles, set to converge on a single point. Annette avoids the obvious truth. If that point is our facility, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I don't know if discover is quite right, although that is, I guess, technically correct, which is the best type of correct. The Gate has done some things that would be frowned upon ethically, I think. A desire to pursue science no matter the cost. Okay, we were just over here, so I think we will go back to base and resupply before we continue with this. We got really badly lit up. So we are going to go back home, we'll grab all these odds and ends, and then we'll go back. Get some rest, eat up, take care of our needs, which I am also describing, so I'm saying the same thing a different way again. Sometimes I wonder, viewer, if I should just shut up instead of trying to speak, given how stupid I sound half the time. What it is playing while recording. I'm playing while recording. Speaking to you guys while recording is very difficult. It takes more effort than you would think to keep yourself on track. Take those. I get distracted, and my focus is on two separate things, making it very tricky to keep my mind focused on one of them. And when that one thing is the thing that I need to care about, it's going to be what's going on in the game, since I don't want to fail. Killed the Layak again, or Layak, sorry about that. We should bring something else with us. I think we're still going to do this. We're not going to wait around another day just because we got the warning. It will mean that when we come back here, our base will have fallen under attack already. Do we have... Oh, yeah, we'll bring these with us. We have not yet thrown any of these. The music that often accompanies the warning hints as to what you will be encountering. I forgot to make us the health hypos. And it occurs to me I don't want these grenades. I want a healing briefcase. Did I put it over here? I did. We'll keep using our frost grenades at the moment. We'll switch over to the new ones the next area that we go to. You can find grenades, by the way, from the soldiers, but they're effectively a longer primed, or is that the right term? A longer to detonate version of the mud grenades. They do just as much damage as them, from what I can tell, to enemies, instead killing groups of order soldiers, for example. I had to call this down here anyway. Yeah, we're breaking in line of sight with her. I don't think she'll be able to get up here to get us, so we can keep on pressing on. Talk to him. Okay, so I mentioned a game called Dark Devotion the other day, which I was going to do a one-off of. But I think I will not in the end. There are some games that I like, but I'm not very good at. And often, for those games, I will record them to at least show it off, show how far I got, show why I like it, but then also mention that I can't get better than this. But I still like this game. Maybe it's for a viewer as opposed to me to play it. And Dark Devotion has become one of those. I can't get past a certain part in the game. I just keep failing. It reminds me a bit of, say, Tales of Iron, or another slower-paced combat platformer, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, for example, but much slower-paced than that game. And it's good. I like the music. I like the combat in the game. The story is a bit interesting, which is to say that I haven't quite figured out what's actually going on. I suspect it's like the Spirit Engine 2's world, where things look like they're medieval, but actually there was a super advanced civilization here with the various forms of, like, shielding and laser guns and stuff like that has crumbled away. Oh! We gotta stay low. Sniper. We do not have anything to deal with him. There's a gun turret there, too. Oh, this is gonna stink. Alright, how are we doing this? I can't make it up over that. We run and hug the corner and then run towards the sniper. That's the only option I think I've got. Let's take a health hypo in advance. I'm not allowed to inject it into advance. Alright, here we go. Ah! I'm glad I did not do any real significant damage to us. I think I did very well there, using different types of weapons. In fact, we used every single type of weapon we had, depending upon the situation. Now, what were they talking about? Area secured by Legate Comics Tria. The facility's control center is ours. Be aware their legions are not without resources, and the victory came at a cost. A quorum of our brethren were martyred against one of Gate's heavy contottery, that which wielded some manner of dark protection. Thankfully, these paganites have not penetrated this area in large numbers and have retreated to the keep. The way is barred. We investigate every passage. Time will reveal unto us the way. The levels in Dark Devotion, maybe I should record one episode of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about for those who care, which is probably no one. Hold on. Oh, no. We can't really investigate that until we turn the turrets off. But I guess let's talk about Dark Devotion. The levels are preset in that what's in them, creature-wise, trap-wise, and sometimes treasure-wise, is always fixed. And where they're located is also always fixed. But the loot you get from some places is randomized, as are some of the things you interact with in the levels. It's a roguelike game, which I wish it wasn't. Because it takes so long to get back to where you were, and although there are fast travel points, it is really to your detriment to take them, since you will end up being
I was going to be stuck there forever.
Much weaker by the time you reach the spot you had been at if you take them. Although it can take hours to get back to where you were. So I don't like that aspect of the game, which is why I'm giving up on it in the end.
Debt.
Hey, Dr. Khan?
You reset the system and turned the guns on those apes? Bravo! We may yet get out of here with our skins. Now we just need to get that odious gunk off the vacuum chamber door. But this isn't the first time we've had this problem. That goo was a curse until they opened a new portal to the mycofields in Antiverse 2, and the TR teams discovered a substance that could remove that awful stuff. The test chamber portal may even still be open, but with the state of things, who's to say? I suppose we just have to go and find out.
Find the mycofields.
I can get us to the surface elevator, if we can just get the vacuum chamber open. I'm certain of it, but someone needs to retrieve that goo from the mycofields. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's you, but you do seem rather well suited to this kind of thing.
If we don't do it, no one will. So we have to do it. Alright. We have turned all of the automated defenses in this area friendly. So it should be safe for us to explore it. Let's... but it is also nighttime, and we have a raid coming. So we'll go back home, and we'll come back here later. If Dark Devotion worked a bit more like, say, Castlevania, and there were set waypoints where I could save the game, that would make it so much better for me. But as it is, I'm good enough at the first half of the game to get to where I need to go without too much trouble. But then in the later half of the game, it's much more difficult. If the creatures are a great deal more difficult to get practice against, given how long it takes me to get there, and how tricky some of them are, and it's just not working out. But still, it still is a good game. It's one of those that I think in the end is just not for me.
Facility access detected. Caution advised.
We're gonna go downstairs and assume they're gonna spawn around here, whatever it is. Yep. Order soldiers. 3 of them.
Explicate.
Thank you for that. I guess he never liked him. I never liked that friend of his. Let's see. Remember what I said about the walls here. The enemies will prefer to attack them over our actual defenses. We effectively gained some free magnum ammo for our trouble and a handful of other things. Let's turn off our defenses. Oops. Take a small dip, make sure we're always clean. You want all of your stuff. I know now that even if I feel I have way too much metal, I still need more metal. And glass will be another thing we'll go through surprisingly quickly when we start making a great amount of quantum glass. I think it used to be 8 glass shards, now it's 4. Which I do prefer the lower amounts of it. Okay. Let's see if we can put you away. I guess this does not actually repopulate the first aid cases. I thought it did. Another root beer. We'll break down these 2 other things we have. Step on this again. The enemies that we killed in the secure sector we were just at will not actually... Some respawn, but most do not respawn. Any that were in an area that could be affected by the gun turrets will not respawn. You're not allowed to farm them so easily. Still a little peckish. Just eating tomatoes at the moment. Reason why we can't top ourselves off. Let's get up to 100% sleep. Rested, not sleep. 100% sleep is what we're doing actually right now. Sleeping. So, with Dark Devotion given up on, at the moment, I decided to play another game I picked up called Bloodwood Dungeon. I picked it up in the summer of last year, so I forgot everything about it. I'm like, why did I pick this up? Let me see what type of game it is. And it turns out it is it's a choose-your-own-adventure book, effectively, on Steam. It has like graphics to the side and stuff, statistics and resources for you to manage. But I immediately got off-put by it, since it has a good amount of insta-death in it. It's one of those, which way do you go? North, effectively. There's a lot more writing to it than this. But it's like, do you want to go north or east? I'll go north. It's not looking very good. Can you go north or east? You going north? You die. Oh! Crap! Alright, well, let's restart. Go north again. Alright, north or east. You know what? You're warning me it's still bad? Let's go back where I came. You die. Oh! Perhaps it's not that, as fair as that. It's a lot more flowery than that. But, after a few times of that, I was like, you know, no, I just don't feel like, effectively... It's like a maze of some sort I'm trying to navigate. And I just don't want to play a game like that at this moment, so... After about 30 minutes, that was a... Probably not going to play it again game.
Dr. Mance, Cascade Facility. Reporting on IS-138. A unique entity, 138 has the distinction of being both an immurement subject and an entire antiverse in one. I cannot emphasize how important it is that we invest any required resources in ensuring the train does not stop. We have compelling data to suggest that a cessation of the train's forward motion would have apocalyptic ramifications. I will explain more shortly.
I guess just in case you didn't get information about the train, and get some more from him there. What is that plant growing and glowing there? Hydro plant, excess runoff, reactor flow. I'm detecting no radiation from it. It doesn't look very healthy, though. Could use screws. You can also use rebars and coils. Alright, we should go back the way we came, so exploring this new area. Besides, I know where this new area goes, and we're not ready for it quite yet. We are ready for it, like, we could do it now, actually. Probably. I'm confident we could. But, I'm not gonna. Let's go back upstairs to where we were, and explore more of that area. What else, Tim? Did you play anything else? The way I play games, viewer, is a bit weird, I suppose, isn't it? Because I talk about all these different games I'm playing. So, I will often play a game for an hour or two, and then move on to a different game, rather than sitting down in front of a game and playing it, like, all day, or focusing on that game for any significant length of time. I'll take breaks to play other games instead. Or, of course, do, you know, real-life stuff. Chores, go around the house, go out, getting some, food shopping done, you know, whatever, real life stuff that you as adults get to do, and then, or like going out hiking or walking or visiting my family or something of the sort. But I also take breaks playing games to play other games. So it might sound like, holy crap, I'm having time to play and beat all these games. Well, I'm not really beating the games I'm playing, I'm just playing them. And then sometimes, after a little bit, I get bored with the game, or distracted by a different game I try out for the first time. And then that takes all my time. And then I go back to the other game I had just been playing, because I forgot about where I was in the game, or I liked something about the early parts of the game, and I want to experience that again. To remind myself of while I was playing this game I had stopped playing a little while ago. Here's our dark lens, or rather the thing that held the dark lens. We do not need any blacksmithing gloves. Not unless we want to remake another set of the blacksmith's, the forge set. I will grab more carbon, though. These also have electronic circuit boards, which are very useful. I mentioned the other day that I should have turned these in for anvils. I'm incorrect. It is indeed security bot CPUs they want, not PSUs, power supply units. I thought that's what I turned in for the anvils. But I did turn in 5 of them, so that dealt with many of my metal problems. Though arguably I should not have done so. Can I break these? We can. Liquid crystal I want in particular for those. Observation. So we'll go this way. We have level 3 clearance. Interesting carpet design. Oh, a graham seed. Okay. I didn't realize we could even get another one from someplace else that wasn't breaking down a graham fruit. That is the composer, I think. Oh, wow, look at all the Derek Manses. Hello.
Though we haven't yet captured a complete specimen of 139, Dr. Thule took a sample of its dust. But this raised more questions than answers.
That one we heard already. That's dealing with the gene, I call them gene sealers.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. Recent attempts to coax IS-042 into a new home have been unsuccessful. We believe the creature, if indeed that word is appropriate, prefers mannerist art, and so provided several potential new pieces for it to inhabit, but to no avail. Dr. Tang wishes to determine whether the entity is trapped in its current environment, inactive, or simply wishes to remain where it is, but his suggestions risk destroying the work in question. I have told him to adjust his methods. Antique artworks aside, I have always been a bit of a dog person. I have no desire to risk harming 042.
The Lost Dog. 142. It's not listed here, or at least it's not in order. Oh, IS-42, not 142. I guess it's this picture of the dog in the upper left-hand corner of that picture we saw earlier in the main containment area. Solatus. Containment protocol. Isn't it Solutus, not Solatus? IS-0042 is to be hung on a wall measuring at least 2 by 2 meters. It can be viewed safely by gate personnel, but no works of created art are to be brought within 20 meters of the subject. This includes, but is not limited to, works executed in paint, hard materials, digital mediums, drawings, and any other format or media employed by any artist previously or now living, regardless of whether the item in question has any perceived or agreed artistic merit or explicitly features or represents animals that may or may not resemble dogs. That is a long sentence to say don't bring anything that could potentially be art near it, especially not dogs.
This is Dr. Derek Mance. Now that IS-107 is on its way safely, for a time.
We heard that as well. That's the time bomb. They moved it out towards Jupiter.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director, Gate Cascade Research Facility. I've been asked to provide a report on the recent incident involving IS-017. Our protocols around this subject have been extremely cautious since the difficult experience of the trans recon team that recovered it in 1986. We've been candid about its psychiatric effects and the difficulty of predicting their duration. The incident in question concerned a staff member who had recently suffered a difficult breakup. He wished to remove all memory of his paramour. While successful and informative, 017 wiped considerably more memory than he expected. We're banning this kind of haphazard practice going forward.
That was the thing that, to me, looked like a guillotine. We talked about it for a little bit with the Planescape Torment equivalent.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting. I can summarize IS-169 in a single word. Nothing. Recovered from a nameless hill in Exmoor, England. We have no further information. We cannot seem to sample, mark, or damage it in any way. Incredibly, it appears to be without mass, moving as easily as a mote of dust, with no apparent space-time presence of any kind. Of the larger object we presume it was once attached to, there is no trace. Of its existence, we have only the evidence of our eyes, nothing more, and no theory to attach to it.
The piece of the spaceship we had read about.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting. There is a category of immurement subjects that pile mystery upon mystery, as if their purpose was only to confound us. When I look at IS-166, I am tempted to suspect the work of a cosmic jester, whose sole aim is to sabotage any chance we have of forming a consistent picture of the universe. Why does this object weigh 3 times as much when turned upside down? How did it come to be built into the Berlin Wall? Why does Dr. Tenku insist on sketching it over and over and over again? finding answers to these questions, I have vanishingly little hope.
The paperweight. Designation Jura. Containment Protocol. Store ISO 166 upright at all times. Keep the subject away from sensitive or high-energy equipment until further notice. Monitor all exposed staff for compulsions to sketch, etch, or otherwise represent ISO 166.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. Dr. Sukov came to me today and announced she was terminating her investigations into 014. The principal obstacle appears to be the object itself. Our tools cease to function, or they operate at an impossibly glacial pace when brought near it. Precisely what it is composed of, whether hollow or solid, even these simple questions are almost impossible to answer. 014 is to all intents and purposes impervious.
That's the time lock, I think, that we had seen earlier. Alright, some cool bits of information up there. Nice little area to eat at and look out over the impressive dark lens. I guess you get to see lots of stuff being brought up and down that ramp occasionally to the vacuum chamber, too. We want military electronics. Even if we don't use them directly, they're used to... They can be turned into, steel cables. That's probably enough. Liquid crystal. Is that a power cell? It was a power cell. Okay, I'm standing right next to it. I just saw the glowy, the blue, and thought for a second, was that what I thought it was? It was. We have plenty of ways to get rid of radiation, so we'll take extra power cells, sure. We were here before. Back to the main holding cells. ISO 855, Sanct. Class 5 clearance, so we will not be opening that anytime soon. There's an order chest here, too. I think I even have an extra key, but I don't have it on me, so it remains shut. Security post. Aside from the rebars, I don't at least... Okay, we have another... Oh, well, that just unlocks this door to an area we've been to before. There's nothing else really in the room, though. We can't climb up or break the ceiling tiles. We don't need more liquid crystal. I will, though, take more carbon. We do not need the PSUs. Sorry, everyone, not doing much talking. I am now hyper aware of how bad I've been doing in speaking coherently. I just don't want to speak at all any longer if I can't focus on a subject. In the past, I haven't done this recently, I used to make outlines to help myself stay focused on things. But in a game like this, like a game that's not a turn-based game, where I can't pause to go and read what I wrote, it's not terribly exciting. It's not. It's too difficult for me to actually do that while playing the game at the same time. Hot stuff. This new region of Antiverse 2 that Dr. Lotaeri opened up, Leonora says it's completely different to the first. It's intensely hot, for one thing. And have you seen the gel she brought back? Are you kidding me? It was magnificent. We're looking for something to clean off that weird growth they've been struggling with in the labs. We mixed that A2 to get mix that A2 gel with some nitrate and iron and it burns through anything. It's 97% efficient oxidation. The entropy delta is extraordinary. I visited the test chamber above the megalith. It's incredible. I can't believe he works without protective gear. He also noted some spores were taking root. Keep an eye on that. Antiverse gel. We'll be getting quite a bit of that soon. No singing. To all research staff, due to the difficulty containing IS-0078 and its highly effective nature, all research on this subject is suspended in the interest of staff safety. Please do not mention or attempt to describe this subject to any other staff member. Do not hum, sing, or whistle an impression of IS-0078. Thank you for your cooperation. We read about the VHS findings before. That's the tape wisp. I think so we can get around here and maybe make this jump. Or some shotgun shells. I can't believe how many of them we have. That's amazing. No, keep investigating the rest of this area while we're here. There's a breacher in this room. Guess we'll down him. Remember, he can't see through this window.
I will free you.
Before I free you. Hey, we finally learned information about what that enemy is. We get another power cell. We'll grab all the rebars we can. So we'll grab some free screws. We'll break both of these. Get more circuit boards. I heard her, but we're not staying. So let's go ahead and head back. I see her out there in the upper left-hand corner of my screen. Alright, we can put away these power cells. And everything else can go away next. You do not need to open the inventory. I mean, it will just be taken from you. I just like watching it go away. Let's charge our teleporter. See what equipment needs to be repaired, take care of our needs, and head back out there again. Let's see. Ammo is in this box. We have another Grayab seed. I guess we can grow it while we're here. I wouldn't mind having a third Grayab. Okay, we need a little bit of everything taken care of. We're hungry. We don't actually have any... Oh, we do have cooked foods. Here we go. Grab our teleporter since we just heard it get done. We're a little tired. What's next for you, Tim? We still have a little bit more of that new area to look at, but I think the main chambers have now opened up here in the large room and possibly elsewhere. So let's go ahead and visit those on our way back before we explore the leftovers of the other area. So let's see. Is this now open? Not this door. None of the empty chambers will be openable either. That's the adjustment wing. was the glowing crystal. There's nothing else of note on this floor level. And we don't need to go back to the adjustment wing at the moment. That's the hate table. Can I get to the time lock? Oh, this is a piece of the aircraft. We're not allowed to open that either. The Crucius there is the singing composer. The Ordo is the one in particular I want to see if we can access now. We can. Yeah, okay, so I don't understand this. I feel like all of them should be openable at this point, given what we've done. But maybe because this is an Ordo, this is the only door that opens, since this is considered to be safe. Space lettuce. What IS is this? 333. General Ordo storage protocols apply. See JESP. It used to be that if this died on you, and this was the only one, you could never get another one of these again. But they've changed it, so that now... I think it grows back in this area if the only one of it in the world is destroyed, but you also can find more of it around now. I guess that's it. No, let's go back to the... Well, I don't think there actually is anything else for us to... no. Is there? We'll go back the long way then, I suppose. Or the not long way. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've been everywhere here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, we've fully explored this particular area of the... wherever it is we are. The main containment?
Extraordinary.
We'll go back home. I go back home. No, we just came from home. Let's explore the other locked areas and revisit Bard containment as well. Let's do Bard first. Did we learn about these things, by the way? I think we had read, or we heard Dr. Mans talk about 0012 before. Hostile. Responds to sounds. Poisonous. Unassuming bell. I think we will not press that. Dragon poisoning painting. Pretty cool looking, but I don't feel like bringing that back. I'm not sure what the IS is in this room. I assume it's the bell. It might have been, though, viewer, the person who was in there. You might remember some time ago. Let's see. No, we don't have the recordings of Dr. Mans in this area. In our PDA, so I can't double check what he said before. But you might remember he mentioned an IS that was out of his containment and eating in the main cafeteria. I think that was 0012, which would hint that it's not either of those things. It would be the gentleman inside that area who now is out. Not allowed to open those. It is Salutis, so some things say Salutus and some say Salutis. I guess there's just one of the gate facility members just had a typo. Not allowed in any of those. How about these in the containment block? We don't have rank 5, so we can't access that. We can go in here.
I've never been entirely sure what Lenora sees in IS-111, or even why she brought it back from A-21 in the first place. She says being near it gives her a warm, calm sense of peace. I pointed out that as the strange little furry cone of flesh seems to hunt entirely by telepathy, it's likely she was simply falling prey to its psychic lure. She did not seem overly concerned, but after all, that is her way.
The Minder. Sounds like something we don't want to be standing near. What is it again? IS-111. Since we are reading about all of them. Sanct. All personnel in regular contact with IS-0111 must maintain a daily mood log, as well as undertake weekly psychometric benchmarking. Do not place hands near IS-011's feeding aperture, and avoid making high-pitched purring or buzzing noises within 12 feet of the subject. We were warned about the chair, not to sit in it, not to lounge, lean against it, or anything else of the sort. And it is a tool of assassination. Thankfully, I cannot open this containment cell, so we're not even going to go in there. We will partake with the chair, or partake with the chair. We will sit on the chair later. But I will attest that we are not prepared for the chair at this moment. I would like some better armor than what we currently have before I go and sit on it. Okay, well, we have a space lettuce seed. We have some empty spots in our plots. Let's go ahead and grow some of this. Okay. I guess we can take care of 3 of our needs, get something to use the restroom, then we have 1 more day to do. So we're gonna prep for tomorrow. We're gonna go ahead and fight a boss, viewer. I'm just gonna prep for it now. I have done this battle quite a few times. It's a fun fight. And we should be able to handle it with just a handful of things. Ha! Normally, I would actually just go in there, show us fighting it without being prepped, as it were, and try to learn more about it on screen. But this time, in an effort of making this video 1 day shorter, I will just tell you a little bit about it now. The boss, that is. Some of its features. This boss takes reduced damage from all explosive sources of damage. So, trying to use the explosive hammer or grenades is not very efficient at all.
Will be
It
reset
takes
in
extra damage
3,
from all lightning sources.
1. Reset complete.
Electrical sources, sorry, electrical sources. And there's a few of these little things. How much do we have in the way of our rebars? Oh, we have plenty of rebars. Okay. I was going to go around and collect the glowing lights, but we don't need them. You know what? I think actually we can probably head right out, can't we? Let me look at this. Yeah, we're set. Let's do it. Should be a fun fight. We could make another thing to help us, I suppose. There's a weapon we could have made some time ago, but we haven't yet constructed it. The electro thrower. We are making every single weapon, so I guess we will make this and bring it with us. I'm gonna feel a little guilty using this against it because this feels a bit like cheating to me, but we'll go ahead and do it. This weapon uses energy as its ammo, so we'd have to fully charge it. I guess we can leave behind something else. We'll leave behind our magnum. Okay. Because this is so super important, we are going to paint the spot this is going to go in. The sciencey weapon. So it goes on that table. Alright. Let's do this. I mentioned how it was going to be the next type of boss that we fight, and it is the Tarask. An appropriate name for this thing, I think. For bosses, especially, you really want to know what weapons work best against it, and make sure those are the things you bring with you. Actually, Tim, I think it is faster to see down here. I brought the wrong miscellaneous equipment with us, but we won't need a trinket specifically to fight this thing. Though the... Ooh, you're right behind me, aren't you? Yes, you are. Not right behind me, you were very close to me. We don't have to stare at Lucy. We can just ignore her and just keep running. And she will dematerialize. It's also very good we saw her now. Because I do not want to have to fight this thing and deal with Lucy at the same time. There are more things to see in this area, I suppose. But we will make only, I guess... Oh, there's the tram. I did get through. Our reward will be getting to the tram and going back to our base with it.
You made it past the turrets. You're the first. I've been locked in here since we contained IS-121. For its own safety, as much as ours. Such an incredible specimen. And not just its size. The capacitance of its circulatory fluid is extraordinary. Just a few drops contains enough energy to power an entire portal network. We'd barely begun to understand the possibilities.
Alert. There has been a complete...
The Tarask is incredible, but we had to make sure it couldn't reach the other specimen. If they managed to, well, you know, the energy released would be unthinkable.
That's an interesting thing to worry about. Let's go look at the Tarask if we can. If we can. I have to find it in this large list of things. I do wish there was a way to search for creatures here. Alright, so I'm not seeing it very easily. There it is, 121. Well, we learned nothing about it in depth at the moment. Let's look around here and see if we can learn anything else before we fight it. A snag vine seed. If we brought something to help us mantle, we could probably get up there. Hey, another Sylvanus chest. That's two more that... Oh, that's right. One more that we found. There is a bobblehead, by the way, in this area that I am not getting at the moment. We do not have the means to get it. Requires a bit of bridge work. And we can probably bring this desk out there. And use it to mantle up into that room and get another snag vine seed. We haven't seen one respawn back in the mines yet. Oh, we may need something else besides this, Tim. This is not going to be high enough. We're going to try anyway. Might have to come back here with a ramp. Oop, accidental jump. Yeah, not high enough. Okay. Alright, well, we tried. Brings us back to where we were. We don't particularly care about those types of lockers. We have plenty of supplies that normally come from them. I guess we can teleport back to base and we'll just send this back to base itself. Now we can take a tram back to our base at back to the main hub. Oh, I saw Dr. Mans over here. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, we already listened to him. Okay. Well then, viewer, I guess we're just gonna do it. I guess information you can gain about the Tarrasque is in other terminals located in this area. There it is. It's like a giant Umber Hulk from behind to me. IS 0023 plus 0121. I've been reviewing research on IS 023 and 121. We don't really know how big they're gonna get. The Tarrasque, as you called it, just seems to be growing. It keeps growing. I feel like we're gonna need to see some other specimens from A42 if we're gonna make progress here. That's gatekeeper territory, Hilda. I've assisted on GKTR missions, but A42 isn't somewhere I go unless I absolutely have to. I understand. Lord, I hate to see their lice. The worst one. I've decided which one it is. What? The worst one. Oh, right. Which one? It's 101. That one doesn't count. Why not? We don't actually know where that one is. Exactly. That's the worst part. They're gonna have to spell that one out for me. We sent out a message, an actual physical invitation, asking Intelligent ET to contact us. But then when they did actually reply, those bastards intercepted it. Just stole the whole message somehow. No one can prove how they did it, but everyone's too scared to admit it happened because of how bad it makes them look. It's a perfect crime, except they're not just screwing over the entire human race, they're screwing another race of creatures we've never even met yet. Worse, the rumor is that it's made of stellar matter, so even if we did get our hands on it, we couldn't read it. I still think 107 wins. Not in our lifetime, it doesn't. What are these ones they're talking about? 101? We don't have any information on 101. 107 is the time bomb. Lycosoft? Abe, I've received a pretty solid download from the TR4 into A10 today. They were scanning at level K45B9. Most of it's gibberish, as you'd expect, but I was getting pretty frustrated, so I started doing a more stochastic, I can't pronounce that, search. Guess what I found? Do the words soft Lyco coordinates mean anything to you? I couldn't believe it, but I'm interested in your thoughts. I'm sure there's more here if we can formulate the right inquiries. Come check it out when you get a moment. Well, that's very interesting, Theo. Very interesting indeed. I'm a little tied up with a packet of Antivirus 2 data that seems to have spooked Derek, but I should be able to come and review your findings tomorrow if I can just figure out what this carrier signal is hiding. Alright, there's several ways we could potentially do this, but the way I think we're going to do it, the way I am going to do it, is the way that it just is the most fun. We get it angry, and then we go downstairs to this large area, and we fight it down there. Here we go. That's a new effect. It makes everything... we're a little shell-shocked, I see. I'm still fighting it here. This is where it's going to happen. Originally, I'd set up a bunch of... when I first fought this creature, my goodness, I set up a bunch of different turrets down here, what have you. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong when it came to fighting it. So first off, let's throw up the electron grenades, Actually, no, let's throw up this weapon instead to begin with. Okay, this is... Wow. Why are my healing hypos not on my hotbar? This is actually a bit different than the last fight. He's a lot tougher than I remember him being. Unfortunately, given where he died, he's gonna be tough to kill. But we'll give him a few good whacks and run away. This fight, okay. So, at several points during the battle, he's going to collapse to the ground, assuming we put enough damage on him. While he's on the ground, that's when you actually can put hit point damage on him, as far as I'm aware. But you have to whack him in the back or in the tentacles he has coming out his the front there. This is a dead end. Ah! There he goes. We whack him in the back. Good enough. All right. Let's try one. Let's actually toss this down, and we'll try using one of our electron grenades. We'll have to run the corner sometime. Electron grenades will down him immediately. It does incredible damage to him, plus anything else that you just should decide you want to use it on. Let's use another one on him when he gets up. I feel kind of bad for this poor thing, but we need to kill it. I see ya. Oh, poor guy. It doesn't matter. We have to do this. I hope I brought a knife with me, or this is going to be really awkward. I did not. I can't cut him up with a mace. So that's the fight. So we did that fight just for fun. Let's run and see if we can find a knife somewhere in a kitchen somewhere to help us now carve him up. Before the corpse goes away. I used, once again, I was thinking if I did a bad job describing my earlier battle against it. I used a a bunch of Tesla coils. But when they would down the creature, the Tesla coils would stop firing at it. And then it would get back up again. And I didn't realize that I wasn't actually putting any significant damage on the creature. When I would try also to run up and hit it, the Tesla coils would then zap me. So I brought a bunch of, a lever with me to help me, maybe carve it up. Please be a knife somewhere in here. Yes! Maybe the corpse will still be there. We won't have to do the battle again. It's back this way. So after trying about fighting it, getting to drop to its knees, and then it would get back up again. I drop it to its knees again, it get back up again, and so on. And I keep doing this. I realize that there's some other mechanic I'm not understanding about permanently downing the creature. And eventually figured it out. I did not notice it's the back opening him up. I was too busy worrying about how long I had and why how long I had. How long I had until it got back up again, and how charged all my Tesla coils were, and so on. I am so sorry. That's what we're here for. The Iker. The skull, though, is kind of neat, too. Alright. That's all we needed from here. Let's go see what it was staring at, I suppose. It's kind of a shame that the Iker, to my knowledge, isn't used in anything else either. It's only used to access one portal. It's not used for anything else in the game. You get a bit of it, too. Which is a bit weird to give you so much of it. They give you 5. And you can kill the creature again. It will, or it used to, respawn. There's the other one it was looking at. So I'm assuming one of these was a dude, and the other one was a girl, and they were and doing the dirty is what would destroy this facility, probably, with the amount of energy that would be released from such an act. Okay, well, it's 1 p.m. Oh, we should always be on. Take a dip. Let's recreate a bunch of stuff we used. Oops, were you fully charged? You were not. We are probably... Well, we will use the electro thrower again, but it is a tricky weapon to use. It is very short range, as you saw. It is very good against aliens, the Exors. It seems to drop them rather easily. Order soldiers, though, seem to be resistant to the lightning. It is fantastic against bots, although as we proceed onward and encounter more and more bots, it will begin to fall off, shall I say. I hear you. I'm gonna say I should be protected, so I'm not overly worried. Okay, so this is technically a creature bit. Not technically, it is a creature bit. So we'll put it in here. Okay, let's hold on. Step on you. I have been playing this game off screen on the other server, obviously, not so obviously, and I have now been to a few places that I had not been to before. It turns out, like, well, it turns out, wrong way to begin phrasing that. I am always glad when I prefer to do things, to have experience, most of the time, I prefer to have done something already before I record it. I think it is... I can do... Oh, that takes capacitor to recharge... to repair that. I generally feel I can do a better job explaining an area and is more... I don't know if entertaining is the proper word. But we'll use it. Entertaining to watch me do something I've already done before, rather than bumble through an area for the first time. That's not always true. Things like horror games are generally funner to watch someone do that without any prior knowledge. Wow, we've lots of stuff damaged. In this instance, it will be Canaan. Sorry, I just remembered. I do want to go back there because I want that snagvine seed. Canaan was the area, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, added during Halloween. So I wanted to see what it was like first, because it seems to now be a required area that we do, as opposed to optional. We need something from that area called a lodestone in order to upgrade our hacker to a tier 4. We won't be getting... hit the wrong button. We won't be getting through the security sector without a tier 4 hacker. And it used to require different materials, obviously. Wrong word. As I mentioned previously. Right, what are we taking with us? Oh, I put our pistol here. Oh, but I don't want to get this with me. Not at the moment. Okay, shotgun, SMG. We'll bring the lightning gun. But we will not bring these grenades. And time? We don't have time to do the next zone yet, but we'll go ahead and unlock it, and we'll talk about it a little bit. And then we'll see if there's anything else over in the lab we just left that we want again. I guess we do want that snagvine seed. Since we're going... Oh, hold on. Before we go back there, use the right words, Tim. Let's also make sure our plants are watered. I'm growing them in separate plots specifically because I don't want to be overly concerned about water running out on them. The larger plots are more efficient than the smaller ones are. So this would probably reach stage 5, so with this without me running out of water, and thus the plants would still be okay. We haven't shown off what happens when plants, you don't water them and they die. All that happens is you get like a withered plant that is there, and you have to take the plant down in order to replant a new seed in the plot. I think after this, we'll just teleport back home, and then we'll see what else we can create. All right. Portal Lab 04. We could have opened this earlier, but we can't make any progress in here until we had gotten the Iker.
To anyone handling fluids of IS-121, the Tarask, be extremely careful. The Ichor has properties we've yet to fully assess, and can interfere, interrupt, or even instigate perforation events. I'm sure you're all aware of what happened to Dr. Stern last week. Luckily, we recovered him unharmed. Mostly. With thanks to the staff at Tori facility, we have the Tarask hooked up in that insufferably hot shroom room. Please ensure you do not disturb the arrangement.
It looks like someone moved it out. Or it decided to leave. There we go. All hooked up. As you can guess from around us, even though we're not experiencing any significant heat in this room, we are probably supposed to be, this is a very dangerous area. Lava will not kill you outright, but you will take an incredible amount of damage somewhat quickly from it. Actually, now that I think about it, let me make sure I phrase this correctly. Whenever I fall in the lava, it's been when I've been wearing a heat suit. The thing we traded with, we traded the blacksmith for. And when I fall in lava wearing that, I take a good amount of damage very rapidly. I like being hit from a gun turret, for example, but it's just about the same rate. So you're dead in a few seconds if you fall into it, but it's not an insta-kill. It's also, this area will be filled with spores, which can make us sick. So there's two things we're going to have to be careful of in there. Unfortunately, if we wear the rat suit, that protects us from the spores but not the heat. So we're going to be wearing a gas mask. Oh, we can... Oh, well, we need to be... We just brought down anyway. We'll be wearing a gas mask, and we'll be wearing the heat suit when we go in. Okay, let's run all the way back and get that snagvine seed. We need a snagvine seed, as maybe I mentioned, to access Canaan. I guess how you say it. We also will need night essence. Oh, right, we looked at it like an episode or three ago. And since there's a seed right here, we might as well get it, and if we have time, which we should have, we'll plug it into the device also. This way, Tim. Since we're doing some hopping. Okay. Oh, I hear a hive here too somewhere. Oh, nice, up in the rafters. It would be interesting if in the future those insects would actually defend, like, the area around them. So we couldn't even get into this room without wearing a beekeeper suit, for example. I wish I had seen that hive earlier. I would have worn a beekeeper suit to see if we can get another queen bee from it. It is too close to the door. Oh, come on. Frustrating. Alright, can we do this maybe? It's gonna be tricky, but maybe you put the ramp on the desk and then do a duck jump? I think that's acceptable. We can. I also can't. Come on, game. What's going on here? What's going on here? Please. It's not letting me through this. There we go. All right, perfect. They sound a lot angrier than most of the hives I've been near. Oh, interesting. And you can't get out. We'd have to go over there and make a bunch of jumps. But we brought a teleporter with us, so we can just use this. Okay, let's see. What next, Tim? Put some stuff away. We're probably not using the tech scepter again. I prefer... Well, then again, we couldn't... Well, do I need to... I don't... I was thinking to myself, maybe we could improve our blunt weapons, but... I guess it is... yeah, you know what? We'll keep it. It's just frustrating to swap out to a sharp weapon when I want to carve something up. keep using it, though. Okay, so... let's put some of this stuff away. Go ahead and attach the snag vine. And we get the night essence in a way that's similar to the Layak, in that we will need a X-ray gun to get it. Well, that's not true. We don't need the X-ray gun, but it will make things much easier for us. Well, we can kill them with that weapon. We just get guaranteed damage if we do. Kill that guy if we can, so we can get some more magnum rounds. Thankfully, he hears none of this. Ah. It's probably under him. I'm sorry, sir, but I want to check to see if you dropped ammunition. You should have. Even in death, he still tries to prevent me from getting it. So here we go. One half of it done. Because we're extremely lazy, we use our teleporter to come back to base. Alright. Let's get this stuff away too, I guess.
Power services for today will be stopping momentarily. If you have specimens outside of containment, return them immediately. Have an efficient and effective evening.
Alright, guys. Finish up this evening, but we're not going to do anything else. We're going to end the episode, and then we will actually go to the Myco fields in the next one. There'll be a lot to talk about both during and after that, and we should have unlocked more things too. So we're going to be able to construct a bunch of new stuff. So we'll be doing a bunch of explaining and talking in the next one too about all the new stuff and how it works and so on. Hope you guys don't mind a lot of explanations. And now let's make some stuff. So we have plenty of wood and a bunch of glass. We'll make 10 more vials or test tubes. We're looking on hoses. Only 13 steel cables left. And we're running low on screws too. We should trade in military electronics if we have more of them to trade. Let's see. How many of them do we have? 65. We also, I think we might need only like 5 of our cracked headlights. Let's go break down a bunch of them. We'll visit the blacksmith tomorrow and do a little bit of trading. Oh, I hear her. We should be protected, so I'm not panicked. She can't reach us without getting to an X-ray machine. That's the idea, at least. Did we kill her already somehow? Or make her, sorry, not kill her. Did we just dematerialize her? Okay, we're a little hungry. A little thirsty. Alright, good. Let's see what else we can create while we're here. We probably want one more bandage. I like having 5 of them on us. Anything new? Can we make one of these? Let's see. So to make an X-ray lamp, we need an X-ray tower. I think some Layak essence and I think capacitors. No. Energy brick? No. Electronics? Ask like talk like I'm asking a question? So we need one of these. Make the tower. Will we make another burner? Actually, we'll make another one too. Like for what we just used. And then we should. I thought it was it lights and power? Where was it? X. Here it is. Okay. Now we have an X-ray lamp. Like our lightning thrower, it needs to be charged. Speaking of charge, sounds like the robot's biting it. We'll go down there and kill it, destroy it once it's done. I'm listening to hear if the Laik is still making sounds. I don't hear her anywhere. And there's some Laik essence lying around somewhere. Okay, we'll break down these other sodas. Oh, I see what happened here. Notice our X-ray gun there. I think she died on the stairs. Died. I think she ran into this X-ray. The X-ray gun spotted her on the stairs. Did you? Oh, you did not. All right, you're just facing down for no reason. Where did she go then? Nice, sprinting 10. Somewhere in our base, there's a Laik essence lying. There it is, lying around. Okay, can we make more grenades? I hate that these take one capacitor each. Those are such a pain in the farm. And yet we get 3 slushy bombs from 1 slushy. It should be this should take 3 slushies too. That's so frustrating. Even energy bricks, I would argue, are easier to get than capacitors are at this stage in the game. Our X-ray gun also could work as a gigantic flashlight. Pretty powerful weapon. Put you there. I want to color that spot now. Okay, sorry the viewers, not doing a whole lot of talking. What else can we make that we haven't made before? I mean, we can make a plastic shield. I guess we can at least learn how to make one. This is available at the very beginning of the game. It's a decent little shield. Lets you block attacks, that's the most important thing. And we could also learn how to make a peccary skull. Club, sorry. It's not very powerful compared to what we're using currently. Only 40 damage. We have ranged weapons that are stronger than that. Checking on the water supplies. Let's water them again. Guess we'll hang out just a little longer, viewers, see if there's anything. Nice. Agriculture Day. Let's get lots of rank 10s on everything. Is there anything else for us to do? Almost done. Stage 4, stage 3. I can't think of anything else around. Oh, well, there is a few things here. I guess I can do that off screen. Anything else we should make on screen while we're here? The lightning spear. More capacitors, energy
Alert.
bricks.
There has been a complete containment failure. Please make your way to defense sector by any means available. Have an efficient and effective day.
More damage physically than the fire spear, the welding spear does, but I'd argue that the lightning is not quite as effective as the fire is for most targets. Against robots, this is better, but I prefer never fighting a robot in melee. I'm going to be using defenses or ranged weapons against them. But still, that's a neat little... I suppose it's a neat melee weapon. Laser trip lines. You used to have these for the explosive hammer. That is no longer the case. I don't even know what these take. Let's see. Probably liquid crystal. Infrared emitter? Keyboard? No, must be a telephone then. They're not going to make you use controllers. That's too expensive for that. This is all very low-level stuff that we haven't unlocked. Here is the larva suit. Larva find the wearer unintrusive. All our various foods we unlocked when we reached cooking 10. We need an oven for all of those, though, so we won't be able to we won't be making any of them until the next episode. And viewers, I guess that will end it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.